Welcome to the fourth lesson in Session 6 on problem solving. In the first example, we're given quadrilateral ABCD, and we're also given the expressions for each angle. So a measure of angle A is given as the expression 3x plus 9, angle B is 5x plus 20, angle C is 3x, and angle D is 2x plus 6. And we're asked to find the measure of angle D. Now I know that the sum of the interior angles of any quadrilateral equals 360 degrees. So I'm going to add up each of the provided expressions, 3x plus 9 plus 5x plus 20 plus 3x plus 2x plus 6, and set that equal to 360 degrees. When I combine my like terms, I get 13x plus 35 is equal to 360, and when I isolate the variable, I get a value of x that's equal to 25. Now I'm going to use x equal to 25 to answer the question. The question is find the measure of angle D. The measure of angle D was given at the beginning as 2x plus 6. Now that I know that x is equal to 25, I can substitute 25 into that expression. You get 2 times 25, which is 50, plus 6 is 56 degrees. So the measure of angle D in example 1 is 56 degrees. In the next example, we're going to find the perimeter of a square given the area. So I know that the area of a square is 64 inches, and now I need to find the perimeter. So we're going to use the area to find the length of a side. Once we have the length of the side, we can find the perimeter. Now side squared is equal to the area. That's the formula to find the area of a square. So if I substitute 64, which is the given area, take the square root of both sides, I can deduce that the side of the square is equal to 8. So if the area is 64, taking the square root gives me the length of a side. So the length of the side of the square is 8 inches. And the formula of a perimeter of a square is to take that side and multiply it by 4. So once I have the side length of 8, multiply that by 4, and the perimeter of the square is 32 inches. So if I have a square that has an area of 64 square inches, it would have to have a perimeter of 32 inches. In our next example, we're given that the perimeter of two similar triangles are 12 inches and 24 inches. We need to find out what the corresponding side of the second triangle is if one side of the first triangle is 3 inches. So the two triangles are similar. They're not drawn to scale, but they're given that they're similar, and they have perimeters of 12 and 24 respectively. Now if my first triangle has a side of 3 inches, I need to find what the corresponding side of triangle 2 is. So I know that the perimeters as well as the sides of similar polygons are proportional. So I set up my proportion as 12 over 24 is equal to 3 over x. I find the cross product and isolate my variable, and I get x equal to 6. So the unknown value is if I had a side of length 3 in my first triangle, its corresponding side in the second triangle would have to be 6. For my last example, I'm given that rectangle ABCD is a rectangle with diagonals AC and BD intersecting at point O. And I'm also given that the length of AO is 6 inches. So what we need to do is find the length of BD. So given that I have a rectangle, I know that the diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other and are congruent. So if AO is equal to 6, then OC also has to be equal to 6. And by segment addition, I know that AC would be equal to 12. And since the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent, that tells me that segment BD would also have to be equal to 12. So that wraps up our lesson and our entire session. Good luck on the quiz and the test, and don't forget to email us if you have any questions.